Good morning children, welcome back to chemistry class. Today again with a new topic, okay. But before I go for the new topic, I would like to give you the brief reflection on the previous topics which we covered during the last videos. Here I taught you about the hydrocarbons. Then I told you the hydrocarbons are the compounds which are made up of hydrogen and carbon, and they are the saturated ones and the unsaturated ones. Saturated where the carbon forms only single bond, okay, and unsaturated where carbon and carbon are having either double bond or they are having triple bond. When carbon forms single bond with carbon atoms and with the hydrogen atoms, obviously, then the series of the hydrocarbons is given the name of alkanes, and with the double bonds it is given the name of alkenes, and with the triple bonds it is given as the name of the alkyne series. Alkane were represented as CnH2n plus 2 and alkene series CnH2n, and it was CnH2n minus 2. Here the members were methane. I am just writing the formula. CH4, C2H6, C3H8, C4H10, C5H12, C6H14. Here methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane and hexane. Here we were not having methane because two minimum number of carbon atoms are required for the formation of double bond. So we have ethene, the first member, that is C2H4, then we are having C3H6, C4H8, C5H10 and C6H12. That is ethene, which is otherwise also known as ethylene, then propene, butene, pentene and hexene. In the similar way in alkyne series we did ethine, that is C2H2, then C3H4, C4H6, C5H8, C6H10. That means here it is ethine, which is otherwise generally known as, in the common language it is known as acetylene, and then is propyne, butane, pentane and hexane. Then I gave you how to draw the linear structures, okay, where carbon atom, one carbon atom minimum or with maximum two carbon atoms, okay. Here I told you when alkanes, then all the single bonds are present. Let's take the example of propane, okay. If it is alkene, then double bond, then this is propene. Then go for propyne where the triple bond and the formation of this compound. In the similar, wherever I have given the bond, okay, there you can put the hydrogen. These are the structural formulae, and the similar way I told you about go for the Lewis dot structures, and then after this I gave you the description regarding the under the catenation process how the carbon and carbon forms the branch structures, cyclic or the closed ring structures, or it forms a linear. Linear where one carbon atom maximum is being surrounded by two branch structure, there one carbon atom may get surrounded by three, or it may get surrounded by four carbon atoms, because it's a property of the carbon atoms, that catenation property under which these compounds are being formed. Now look, one carbon atom surrounded by three, one carbon atom surrounded by four. So the branching has taken place. And the cyclic structure where carbon atoms, they form the closed ring, as I am drawing now, where this is cyclobutane which has been drawn. Okay. After this I am shifting myself to the new concept, that is the homologous series. Okay. Now the word itself, what does it mean? This word means homologous series is the series or the group of the compounds where all the compounds can get their molecular formula from our general formula. Plus all those compounds will be having the same chemical properties but the different physical properties. So that means, I am repeating it, homologous series is a group of compounds, okay, where all the members, they will be having the same chemical properties but they will be having the different physical properties. Moreover, all the members can be represented by one general formula. So if I take the example of alkane, Okay, so alkane, in alkane you are having so many members. This methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane and hexane. If I talk about their combustion, I told you people that all these hydrocarbons are good sources of fuel. Rather, we are using them as the good source of fuel, and we want to, reason being they are having the good calorific value. That means they all undergo the process of combustion. So once I have taken, you can take any one out of this and let it undergo the process of combustion. Now look beta, you are having carbon, hydrogen, carbon, hydrogen, carbon, because these are the hydrocarbons and they are reacting with oxygen. That means carbon will react with oxygen to give carbon dioxide, and hydrogen will react with this oxygen to form water, and what else is coming out is large amount of energy. So any compound which is being taken, whether this one, any one out of these, when undergo the process of combustion, they will give carbon dioxide, water and energy. Undoubtedly, the amount of energy which will be released, that will be different in all the compounds. Methane gives more energy as compared to this hexane. Okay, so that means the chemical property is going to be the same. But what about the physical properties? Most of these hydrocarbons, they are existing in the gaseous form, and specifically those which are with the low or less molecular masses. Here you can see the methane exists in the gaseous form, ethane, butane, pentane, hexane, they are existing. As the molecular mass keeps on increasing, okay, with the rise in the molecular mass, then you will find the liquid hydrocarbons. And with further rise in the molecular mass, you will find the solid hydrocarbons. Okay, so that means the physical state is going to change with the increase in the molecular masses. That means the physical property is different. So is with the melting and the boiling point. If I talk about the melting and the boiling point of these compounds, which are of the hydrocarbons, with the rise in the molecular masses, the melting and the boiling point of these compounds are going to change. If you remember in class 9, we did the fractional distillation of air. I'm just giving you one example. There we obtained the nitrogen at minus 192 degrees centigrade. That means the boiling point of the nitrogen was very, very low. If we talk about these gaseous compounds also, that means first they have to get liquefied at very, very low temperature. Then we have to boil, and the boiling point is going to be very, very low. So this boiling point but further keeps on increasing with the rise in the molecular masses. And you can very easily guess these are the gaseous ones. Then you will be getting the liquid one. Definitely from the gaseous compounds, the liquid compounds, definitely they are going to have the good boiling point. And then go to the solid, they need good amount of latent heat energy so that to liquefy themselves and then to boil themselves. So the variation in the boiling and the melting point is seen with the rise in the molecular masses. So the members of this homologous series, this is a homologous series. You can talk alkene homologous series, then we take this alkynes is also one of the homologous series. Then the next thing which you have to understand, when these homologous, the members of these homologous series, each member is known as homologue. Okay, so if I say name the next homologue of alkane, name the higher homologue of pentane in alkane series. If it is pentane, higher homologue, that means the addition of the carbon will be taking place, and that is going to be the hexane. If I ask you which is the previous homologue than that of the hexane, then it is going to be pentane. Okay, you can use the word successive and the predecessor member also. Successive means we are talking about the higher, predecessor means one lower than that of the name mentioned. Okay, now look at the next thing which I want to convey you people, and listen very carefully. Let's take these two successive homologues of the alkane series, CH4 and C2H6, that means methane and ethane. If you will find the difference in the carbon and hydrogen atom, there is a gap of one carbon and two hydrogen atoms. In the similar way, take these two successive members. Here also you will be finding one carbon atom and two hydrogen. 4 minus 3, 1, 10 minus 8, 2 hydrogen. In the similar way, you will find the gap between the butane and the pentane also. You will find the gap of one carbon and two hydrogen atoms. So this is also one of the characteristic feature of the homologous series, that always the two successive members will have the difference of CH2 group. Or you can calculate the mass also. Carbon is having a mass of 12 and hydrogen 1 into 2, that means 14U. That means the gap of CH2 group or 14U. Okay. Then next one, you can take the alkyne also, alkyne C2H2, that is acetylene, or you can say it is ethene. Then C3H4. Here also you can find the gap, that is of the CH2 or 14U by mass. So you can talk about any of the homologous series. Every time two successive members, you will be finding that they will be having the gap of CH2 group or 14U by mass. Then, as you know, in case of alkane, alkene and alkyne, every homologous series, that means alkane series, alkene series and alkyne, they can be represented by one general formula. And alkane by CnH2n plus 2, alkene by CnH2n and alkynes by CnH2n minus 2. So, what is homologous series? What are the characteristic features? I hope these are all clear to you people. Okay, so go through all these things very carefully, and next time we will be giving you a few questions which will be very twisted one, which could be asked you people in the exam, and you have to prepare yourself very well till that time. Okay, study hard, stay at home, work very hard and stay safe.